So you're thinking about moving to the Point here in Newport, Rhode Island? Well, in today's video, my team and I are going to give you a tour on Google Maps so you can know exactly what life would be like living on the Point. Let's get started right now. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is about living in Rhode Island, subscribe below, tap that bell for notifications so you can be the first to learn about the current market here in Rhode Island. My name is Devin, and my team and I, we get calls and texts every single day from people just like you looking to make their move to Rhode Island, and we absolutely love it. Whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email so we can help you make a smooth transition here to Rhode Island. Let's jump over to my desktop to view the map. So guys, as you can see, we are here highlighting the Point. Now, the Point runs from Sycamore Street to Marsh Street, which is right here, Washington Street, and Farewell. Now, Farewell goes this way, continues this way, cuts over this way, and is back onto America's Cup. So that is gonna be what is considered the Point section here in Newport, Rhode Island. One thing that I love about the Point section, it is literally right off the Newport Bridge. So what clients like, and those that own over here, what they really love about the Point is the easy on, easy off access as soon as you get off the Newport Bridge. Now, keep in mind that they are actually changing the traffic pattern. So you will no longer be able to come off right here off the Newport Bridge. It's actually gonna shoot you into Middletown. You would then wrap around here and come in 3rd Street. So you're not gonna get a lot of traffic as you did in the past coming off the bridge. And it's not gonna be as easy, but still very easy to access the Point. One thing to point out is they do have a gas station right here. So it makes it extremely convenient to get gas and get back on the road, or if you're just getting back into town. Now, why do so many people find the Point neighborhood to be desirable? Well, one thing is I have a lot of clients that own real estate over here, and they love the Point because it has a community feel. People love the fact that it feels like it's its own little community within Newport. The Point also has its own association. Now, to be clear, you do not need to be a part of that association. It's roughly $15 a year, and all of that association does is they notify you of all the events that are taking place in this area. They do holiday events, they do music events, they do Halloween events, and that's what really is driving the community feel in this neighborhood that we are highlighting today. Another element that makes the Point really desirable is that it's walkable to everywhere that Newport really has to offer. At the same time, it's also its own neighborhood and private. So very walkable. Some of the highlights today that I'm going to point out are the different parks that exist within the Point section of the Point. So you have Hunter Park, which is right off of Van Zandt. One thing that you'll find in Hunter Park is they do have tennis courts over here. So during the morning, afternoon, and evening, you'll find a bunch of people over here playing tennis or walking their dogs. The next park that I'm highlighting is Battery Park. Now, Battery Park, this park is packed all the time throughout the day. I'm gonna click on Battery Park so you can get a sense of the views that you have from this location. It has some of the most spectacular views of the Newport Bridge. I'm gonna go through some of these photos so you can get a feel. Sunsets are very popular over here, and this is Battery Park. You also have a very clear view of the Newport Resort Hotel, which used to be Gurney's, but you can see this from Battery Park as well. So this is a very popular park that exists within the Point. The third park that I'm highlighting is Storer Park. So Storer Park is right at the entrance before you head to Goat Island. The reason why this park is popular, it has basketball courts. Let me click on this so you guys can get a feel. It has basketball courts. It still has views of the Newport Bridge, as you can see from these photos. So you'll find people over here throughout the day either sitting on a bench or they'll be playing basketball and enjoying the outside weather, obviously during the summertime of Newport. One other highlight that's really popular is the Van Zandt Ave Pier. I'm gonna click on that as well. So you'll find more towards sunsets, people come out here. I mean, look at this. I mean, you have spectacular views of the Newport Bridge, and this is the Van Zant Pier all the way at the end of Van Zant, which exists in the point. So people will come out here, they'll either grab lunch, they'll take photos, they'll spend time with loved ones, and you can just relax out here and really be able to take in the scenery of Newport. So those are some really popular highlights within the point section. Now, again, we come back to the walkability of the point. So here's the Newport Shipyard. So the Newport Shipyard, you'll have huge mega yachts docked here in the summertime. They also have Bell's Cafe, which is an extremely good breakfast spot here in the Newport Shipyard. If you're from out of town, you probably most likely wouldn't know about it unless somebody referred you to it. So that's gonna be about a 5 to 7 minute walk, depending on where you're living in the point, to the Newport Shipyard. Next on my list to highlight is the Newport Lobster Shack. So this is on the corner of Long Wharf and about a 10-minute walk into from the point section. What I love about the Newport Lobster Shack is you can grab a lobster to go. They have some of the best lobster rolls here in town, and that's all within walking distance of the point section. Also, a very popular spot is Goat Island. So it's about a 10 to 15 minute walk from the point over to Goat Island. You have the Newport Island Resort. This used to be the old Gurney's. So in the summertime, this is extremely busy. They have a beautiful views outside of the back of their property right here. They also have the Goat Island, lighthouse. So I'll click on that so you can see again what it feels like to go out to Goat Island, capture some photos out there with family. They also have the Goat Island Marina. So if you have a boat, the point section may be an area that you're interested in where you could dock your boat right over here. Newport Harbor Island Resort also has a marina as well. They've been growing that marina year over year, especially when Gurney's had owned it. So it may be another option for you to own your boat and put it here as well. Now, to give you some proximity, here is the point section that we're highlighting. The walk to downtown is gonna be about 20 minutes. So here's the Red Parrot here to give you some proximity. So it's gonna be about a 20-minute walk from this area over to about the middle of downtown. Now, over in downtown, for those that aren't familiar, there's a tremendous amount of shopping, dining, and entertainment. So again, coming back to the walkability of the point, this is why so many people love it, because it does have a neighborhood feel. However, you can walk everywhere in town. So that again is very popular. Also, I want to highlight Broadway. So Broadway has really been up and coming over the last, I would say 7 to 10 years. That's going to be about a 15-minute walk from the point. Some key restaurants that I enjoy over in the Broadway area. So they have a great coffee shop known as the Nitro Bar. This is gonna be about a 15-minute walk, like I said. And then some restaurants you're gonna make sure you wanna visit is the Fifth Element, Corner Cafe, and the White Horse Tavern. So the White Horse Tavern is the oldest tavern, let me click on this so you can see, is the oldest tavern in the United States. I think they do a really good job with their food, and plus it's so historical, it's definitely a restaurant on your list of places to check out. So that's the White Horse Tavern, make sure you write it down. So that's gonna be really easy and accessible to the Broadway area, about 15 minutes to that area. Now the next area that you're gonna be able to walk to is Washington Square. Over here you have Eisenhower Park. This is a beautiful park, and you also have the Newport Film Theater right here. So you can walk to this park. Some of the highlights in this area is gonna be Barcino, one of my favorite Italian restaurants, and also a Mexican restaurant known as Parasolado. So those are two restaurants you're gonna wanna have on your list. Another highlight of being so close to this area and living in the point is you have Cardines Field right here. This is where the Newport Gulls play every summer. I'm gonna click on this to give you some pictures. So during the summer, this is gonna be packed. They also do film there. So here's a picture of the Newport Gulls. So this may be an area, if you love baseball, again, very walkable to this baseball field. Now, if you have guests coming into town and you don't want them to stay with you, you have two hotels that I recommend within walking distance to the point section. You have the Newport Marriott and the Brenton Hotel. The Brenton Hotel, let me click on some photos there to give you a feel as well. This is a newer hotel. A bunch of local investors had built this hotel, very modern. I think they did an incredible job on their design, on the interior and exterior. So this is gonna be a hotel that you may wanna refer your friends to if you're not gonna have them stay at your residence. So that's going to be the Newport Marriott and the Brenton Hotel. Another highlight of this area is you also are very close to the Newport War College or the Naval War College. So if you're going to be here or you're stationed here for 4 or 5 years, this may be an area where you want to buy because you just head down 3rd Street and it's very easy to get to. This would probably be about a 15-minute walk, 10-minute walk, less than a 2-minute ride. So this may be a highlight that's important to you. So here's the Naval War College right here. Now, some of the things to know about the Point that are really important is most of the properties here are single family. There are condos that are sold over here. The single families are gonna range between $700,000 and about $5 million. As you get closer to water, obviously that's where the price points significantly increase on Washington Street. Also, if you're going to get a mortgage, the closer you are to Washington Street, you may consider and may have to get in flood insurance. If you're paying cash, it's not as much as a concern, it's more of a choice of yours. But if you're financing your property as you get towards the end of Walnut, Chestnut, Cherry, Pine, etc., you are gonna have to have flood insurance. So just keep that in mind when you're buying and purchasing on the Point. Now, one thing to point out is that if you start to consider buying houses at this end of 3rd Street, this end of 3rd Street right now is not going to be as desirable before you get to the bridge. So after you go under the bridge, 3rd Street is less desirable because all along this waterfront right here is the old Naval War buildings or War College buildings. And these are decrepit, they're not filled, they're not active. For a long time, they talked about putting in new waterfront properties over here. That has yet to come to fruition. So over here, you're gonna be staring right across looking at old decrepit Naval War College buildings. So just keep that in mind if you're looking at property at this end of 3rd Street. I think over time, it becomes more desirable if they develop this waterfront, but once you get under the bridge, you are going to be staring at older buildings. So just keep that in mind if you're looking to purchase in this section of town. Also, one thing that I want to point out is that if you're looking in the Point, keep in mind that Cypress Street and Sycamore Street, the closer you are to these streets, the more bridge noise you're going to be able to hear coming off the Newport Bridge. Some people can handle it, some people don't want to hear it. It really depends what type of buyer you are, but just keep that in mind that if you're on Cypress Street or the closer you are to Sycamore Street, you are going to hear that bridge noise coming off the bridge, especially during the summertime. One thing that's really convenient about the Point is everything pretty much exists less than a mile. So your major shopping is gonna be right over here. You'll have a Walmart over here, TJ Maxx, Stop and Shop, Dollar Tree, a Mattress Firm. So you would head right down 3rd Street, go around the roundabout, and be able to access pretty much all the shopping or anything you need within less than a mile. You also have 2 liquor stores that are very close by. You have Bridge to Liquors that you probably wouldn't walk to because Farewell Street right here is much busier, but you probably would walk to the Point Wine and Spirit. So again, that's gonna be about probably a 7 to 10 minute walk if you're living in the Point section. So this will really give you a good feel and understanding of proximity and why so many people enjoy the Point. Thanks for joining me today on our tour of the Point section here in Newport, Rhode Island. If you're looking for more information on this area or surrounding areas in Rhode Island, all of my contact information is in the description below.